Well, hello there, race fans, and welcome to Off Camper TV's coverage of the ISDC Rickshare World Series. Coming to you live tonight from the Michigan International Speedway, home to tonight's race, the 500, literally the 500. Going to be 156 laps using these Dallara DW12 Indy cars, which hopefully we get the new one by next season. And we're live here on Off Camper TV's YouTube and live on iRacing.com/live. Joining me tonight in the booth is Dylan Ackert. How you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, I'm doing great, Wes. Last night we flew into Michigan late, and we've been watching these boys practice for about a good half hour or so. And let's just say tonight is going to be one very interesting night. A lot of the drivers are complaining about how the car handles and the pack and it by themselves. So tonight's going to be quite an interesting night.
And looking at the practice times right now, Tim Silliman, no surprise, he's on top of the board with a 32.610. Danny Robertson at 41, again, no surprise up here in the top five, running in P number 2. And rounding out the top 5 is a 7, Will Roberts. He's been having a little bit of struggle here lately during practice and qualifying, but when that race session drops to green flag, he turns on a whole different switch and finds his way towards the top 5. So, going to be looking out for that 7. Stephen Larkamp, actually 0.3 off of pace. Last week's winner at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, pole winner and race winner, got the maximum number of points last week in 50 on the championship and closed in on Tim Silliman, only 12 points behind him for the lead. Johnny Eckert, the number 90, he's 37 points back from the lead. And then 4th and 5th, 95 and 97 points respectively of Kyton Bommersbach and Travis Bennett. So top 5 still within 100 points of each other. After that, you got Will Robertson 122 back with only, it looks like, 6 races left, including tonight. This championship's starting to look like a 3-horse battle between Tim Silliman, Stephen Larkamp, and Johnny Eckert.
Yeah, Johnny and Steven says won every championship so far ISDC has had. So it'll be interesting if he can go around and get a few extra bonus points going on into tonight's event. But someone that's scared me a little bit when you look in that top 3 point standings is look at Johnny Eckert right now. He's sitting in P12 in practice times. Not liking the setup at all, not having been a big fan of it. And right now the times definitely show as checkered flag is out, closing practice down, getting ready to go into qualifying. But watching Johnny.
All right, and going into the qualifying session, looks like it's about a brisk 83 degrees Fahrenheit in the air, 109 on the track surface. Winds coming out of the north at 2 miles an hour and 44 degrees of humidity as we are rolling for qualifying. Looks like the 77 of Chris Gutierrez rolling out on the track right now. Going to ride on board with him, as it looks like he has a Dan Weldon tribute scheme going on there and took the number as well. It's been 6 years since we've lost Weldon at the IndyCar race in Las Vegas. Just around this time in the year, I believe yesterday was actually the 6th year, or today. I can't remember exactly what day it was. Gutierrez coming out here, going on his hot lap right now, his first of 2 that they get to run to try and lay down a fast time.
He goes down that back straightaway. He looks really good. It looks like the car's nice and planted. Maybe a little bit pushes up a little bit in the exit, but doesn't look all that bad. He's gonna come around this first time He's going to be getting a 32.771. Probably the second fastest, but Phil Clark, that number 25 so far, having the lead right now in qualifying.
Yeah, that McDonald's number 25 tearing up the track right now. Seems he's found something with the setup. Beat Gutierrez by 2/1000ths of a second at the line. Gonna ride on board with Phil Clark as he is completing his second hot lap. Looks like Gutierrez did take over the pole momentarily. Let's see if Phil Clark has got it. He does not. Substantially slower on his second lap, but we have a tie up top. Tim Silliman running identical time to Chris Gutierrez, shutting her down after lap number 2 with a 32.717. So that had to come down to the 10,000ths of a second. Travis Bennett finishing up qualifying. Eric Davis finishing up as well. Ryan Martin already back onto the pit lane. Joshua Gaiman in the number 37. Rolling through turns 3 and 4. Looking pretty stout coming to the line. Can he improve on his 9th place position? He does, up to position number 7. We got about 2 minutes left to qualifying and about 4 drivers still yet to take time. Stephen Larkamp, last week's winner, out on the track in that number 62 for the GAP sim racing team. Going to go on board with him as he's rolling around the high side of Michigan here. Going to try to burn off a little extra fuel running that high line and cut her back down to track on the second lap. Make sure you don't get in the wall. He's in the wall.
He's hit the wall.
He's backing it down. Yep, backing it down. Gonna awkwardly slide down the racing surface a little bit. Looked like we hit a patch of ice up here in Michigan. He's gonna get a redo on that. Let's see who is out on the track right now.
Trouble, John Martin.
Yep, on his second lap qualifying. We all know him from affectionately from last week. Let's see what he could do here tonight. Not exactly having a very standout season. 8th in the points though, making all of the races so far and finishing in the top 10 4 times. Actually still finished 8th and qualified in the 10th position, exactly where he practiced at earlier tonight. Back onto Stephen Larkamp as he is rolling down the backstretch at full speed. He's definitely going to have a lot of work cut out for him if he cannot get this thing to stick. Rolling through 3 and 4 and coming off of the turn down the front stretch here. Just a big sweeping left-hander. Going to go onto the apron and P7, 32.773. About 6/1000ths off of the pole sitter, and it doesn't look like Noah Wyatt is actually in the server. Gregory Napier failed to put down any time as well. They're gonna have a little bit of a driver's meeting, and we should be getting your starting grid momentarily. Chris Gutierrez gets the extra bonus points for leading, for getting the pole.
Tonight's gonna be one of us tonight. Watching Steven getting that P7 position and Johnny Eckert P8, Danny Roberts in P9. This is a interesting turnout.
All right. Well, your final results. Just kidding. We had a little Chris Gutierrez on the pole tonight here in that number 77 machine. Tim Silliman, the rig share ride, that number 39 in the outside of row number 1. Travis Bennett in 3rd, Will Roberts 4th, Eric Davis going to round out your top 5. Then you have in 6th place Phil Clark, Stephen Larkamp 7th, Johnny Eckert in 8th, Danny Roberts 9th, and 10th Joshua Gaiman. Johnny Martin in the 11th position, Ryan Martin in 12th, Kyton Bommersbach 13th, Taylor Drago 14th, 15th John Napier, and Gregory Napier going to round out the back end of the 16-car field.
Right now, Ryan Martin has not went around and got on the grid yet. Actually, just did. His car went around and failed tech once as he finally got back out onto the grid.
It almost sounds like somebody was watching Lion King in the background. Hidden Young, yeah. Copyright. We're rolling here at Michigan. Got one pace lap. They will be going on the green flag this time, but as we have affectionately come to grips with, is on their any cautions after the green flag drops. We will be starting. The green flag will fly, but we will still be under pace conditions until we get to the backstretch. I'm pretty sure entrance into turn 3 is where they're going to start turning them loose on the restarts coming up after this initial start. Only one lap of pace. They're rolling down the backstretch. Dylan, what do you expect tonight?
Tonight, it's going to be a lot about tire saving and tire management. These guys, we saw in practice before we went live, a lot of guys were getting loose and off of 2 and off of 4. It's going to be a lot of damage to the tires if you overslide them and overburn them. Then tonight is just going to be just one interesting night watching Stephen Larkamp, Danny Roberts, Johnny Eckert, all back in about 10th. Many rows back, and now he's going to be back there. Those are my 3 drivers I'm going to be watching out for tonight.
All right. Well, pace cars got them rolling through turns 3 and 4 now. 156 laps on tap tonight here at the 2-mile-long Michigan International Speedway. Chris Gutierrez has command of the field. Pace car going to peel off here. Very late, as I might add. And we are underway. Green flag is out here at Michigan. Good start from the 77 to Chris Gutierrez. 39 going to tuck in front of the 95 of Travis Bennett. And looks like Will Roberts going to tuck in as well. Pretty much single file throughout the field. As, yeah, it's pretty much gotten single file so far. Gutierrez got caught and is getting passed by Silliman. Battle for the lead. Already going through 3 and 4 here on turn number 1. Bennett wants a little piece of the action too. Going to dive to the inside, coming out of 4. Thinks about it again. Going to tuck back into the draft. And Silliman's going to lead lap number 1.
With that being said, looking a little bit farther back in this pack, Stephen Larkamp is going from the high lane to the low lane, back up to the high lane, trying to get that second pack moving to catch up to that lead pack there. But right now, Danny Roberts falling back as we are going back for the battle for the lead, as Travis Bennett in that number 95 passes Tim Silliman for the lead. And here comes Tim taking that, getting so close to that back wing. Maybe a little bit of bumping going on, but nothing bad, as Travis Bennett just led his first lap.
Yeah, and Eric Davis was shot out of a cannon, split 3 wide behind this battle as he's going to the high side of Tim Silliman. He has definitely found something hooking up on that number 65 machine into the wall. Going to have a little bit of side pod damage. That's pretty much going to end his race there. It's all over but the crying. He's going to get really loose starting here in a couple of laps, just like the rest of these gentlemen are. Back behind him, though, Johnny Eckert working his way around. Will Roberts take over to 5th position. Bennett still out on point. That's 65, though. Still on it outside as the 77 gets past him. And there goes Eckert with a power move in front of him.
Right now, Johnny's kind of leading the charge with Will and Steven behind Johnny. As right now, you can see Johnny is going in with aggressive. He's pushing his car. He's making the passes, passing. That is 3 wide right there with Will and Gutierrez. As Will backs off a little bit, and Johnny just makes that pass for P3, catching up to Sims and Travis.
Yeah, good pass from that number 90. Will Roberts still under fire back here from the 62 of Larkamp, trying to get into the top 5 for the first time tonight after starting all the way back in 7th. I mean, there's only 2 positions, but still a lot of ground to make up there, as he's going to hold off the charge going into turn number 3. And looks like Silliman and Eckert are starting to close in on each other. Silliman's still trying to make his way up to the front yet again, but pretty much the good battle back here between Larkamp and Roberts. Roberts going to give away that position. Here comes Roberts of the Danny variety underneath Will in the 7. Got that Ferrari painted Delara going good, and here comes Will Roberts back to the inside of the 62. Roberts going to take over that position.
Look at Will, slides way up to the top of that track, letting that hole be filled by Danny. Right alongside him, going 2 by 2, going into turn number 1. As Danny ran around and just got the draft from Chris Gutierrez in that 77, as right now he's leading that second pack of 4 cars. So they're trying to catch up to that lead pack.
Yeah, that 41 Danny Roberts back here, though, leading a cluster of cars right now. That 62 still underneath that 7. They're fighting tooth and nail. Top 4 pretty much caught each other. The next 4 are right there with each other, as well as Danny Roberts is starting to pull away from this pack a little bit. Will Roberts dropping a couple more positions. Just lost one to the 37 of Joshua Gaiman, as he's underneath Stephen Larkamp right now. This is going to be tight coming off the corner. Still about a good lane in between both of them. That Martini number 37 going to have to fall back behind Stephen Larkamp, as that battle for the lead is pretty much gotten stagnant right now. The 65 on the pit road, Eric Davis, going to try and see if he can't fix some of that damage. I believe he did end up spinning out as battle for the lead. Here goes Eckert to the high side. Not going to be able to get there. Travis Bennett retains the top spot.
Now, Travis and Johnny, they have a really good friendship when they're not on the racetrack, driving a lot of different leagues, being a lot of different series together. But I wonder if that friendship is going to help out, because they're only left 9 out of 156. We still got a long race to go, and Johnny has plowed through this field, to get to the spot. As right now he's high. We have a caution on the track.
Oh, John Napier, the 14, hard into the outside wall, not even in the safer barrier, coming out of 4. That looked pretty painful, as he just got loose on the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, the 2 barely missed it. Taylor Drago barely getting through there. John Napier on the pit lane. That's pretty much going to end his night right there, as caution flies on lap number 10. Bennett retains the lead. Eckert second, Silliman third, Gutierrez up to 4th, and Danny Roberts, your top 5, as we should be seeing them catch the pace car here momentarily. So not bad. A little bit of jockeying for position back here towards the back. Kyten Bommersbach up into the 9th position. Gaiman up 3 spots from 10th to 7th. And Danny Roberts from 9th to 5th. And Eckert, biggest mover of the race so far, up 6 positions from 8th to 2nd. Now, do we have any idea of what the fuel run is going to be here tonight for these cars?
Right now, I really do not know what the fuel will be, because these guys, like I said, they couldn't get a fuel run underneath their belt, but during practice. But right now, it'll be interesting, as we got a few dropouts already. We only have 13 cars on track, with a lot of drivers already retiring. Some drivers retiring are John Napier, Eric Davis, and Jeff Newport, our race official, has just dropped connection to the server. So right now, these boys don't have a race control.
That's like having a substitute teacher in middle school. Tim Silliman, though, does stay out here, as we were watching all of the leaders come in to take service. The 90 overshot his pit stall there just a little bit, had to back up. as well as the 25. Travis Bennett down and away. The 41. Danny Roberts almost, if there was collisions on there, he would have took out Larkamp and Eckert. So thank you, iRacing, for the non-collidable cars when you're close to your pit stall. Big ups.
Yeah, sometimes I would love to see what those non-visible safety pit lane cars would be leaving pit lane, but that right there, that just saved a lot of cars' nights right there.
So looks like Eckert, the big loser, coming out of pit lane from 2nd to 5th. Bennett lost the lead to Silliman, who stayed out. The 77 and the 62 get around the number 90. The 41 comes out of pit lane in 5th, going to take the 6th position. As lights are still on the pace car, should be turning off here this time around. And of course, we will be going back green on their command, not on the command of the green flag.
Yeah, my biggest thing is with Tim Silliman not hitting, I wonder how the tires are going to be a different. You know, the drivers were saying that the car is so much of a handful under new fresh tires, and you know, we did 13 laps, and he didn't go down and get them. So I'm very curious on how this car is going to react when we get going back green flag racing, and Pack can hold off, as Danny Roberts is far off the pace, falling back many spots. Right now, he's sitting in last place right now. I wonder if he got a speeding in pit lane.
He had grabbed an EOL pit lane violation, driving to the left. So his saving grace was actually his downfall right there, as he's going to have an EOL for driving too low on the pit lane. So the 41 Ferrari liveried car going to have some problems. We go to the back of the pack. Looks like he will restart in the 13th position. Single file restarts. We do have the lights off of the pace car, I believe. I can't see them from here, but lights are off. Green flag will fly, not going green. Looks like our in-race admin is having a lot of internet issues. He might need to feed his hamster. Another thorough put for him. And again, fake green flag. Hashtag it, put it on Twitter, do something with it. Get it out of here. Old Tim Silliman gonna roll around the backstretch here in that rig share number 39. Travis Bennett for the GAP sim racing team. Gonna restart in second. Chris Gutierrez at number 77. I don't even know if that's updated on here or not. No, it's not. Don't see him up here. He's going to be restarting in the 3rd position. And Larkamp, teammate and car owner for the 95, that 62, going to roll off in the 4th position. Eckert, that number 90 von Hausa sponsored ride, going to roll in the 5th position.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We saw Johnny with those first 12 laps. He pushed his car to the max and almost passed Bennett for the lead. But right now, race director is talking to the drivers, getting ready to go back green flag racing here, as Tim Silliman has the field, and green flag is back out once again.
Yep. 77, a little bobble back there. Going to lose a spot to Larkamp before they even get back to the line. Here comes Eckert to follow the 62, as Silliman's going to lead this lap over Bennett, who's on fresher tires in the 39. It'll be interesting to see how fast he can get around him, but they are too wide, 2 rows deep, or were when they got into the corner. Will Roberts underneath the number 90, trying to take over that 4th position. Not going to be able to get there. Here comes the 77 to his outside, and Gutierrez. Here comes the 90. Going to dive underneath the 62 into 3. Had to back off a ton there. Still going to be side by side, almost into each other, coming off of the turn. But give the position to Eckert at the stripe.
Yeah, Johnny's not playing any games right now. I wonder if his crew chief knows that he's only on lap 16 out of 158 because he's driving like a crazy man, but he's trying to get up that lead. He needs these bonus points. He needs these points to go around and get for the championship. You know, we said it earlier, there's only so many weeks left in the series, but, you know, the points matter. Every point matters, and with Tim leading these laps, it's killing more and more of Johnny's points gain, and right now Johnny's trying to get up there as Will Roberts is going right inside of Johnny, and he's gonna lose 2 spots, and Steven Larkamp's gonna dive it right underneath him as well. Slide up a little bit tight on exit, but side by side with Steven and Johnny here going into turn number 3.
Noticing something here with these cars in the draft, much like Indianapolis, but not a lot like Indianapolis here. These cars have got a tremendous suck up, as here goes the 90 again underneath, 3rd position. Will Roberts going to have the position diving into turn number 1. Larkamp following that 7 in that high lane, maybe trying to lay some rubber up there for later on in the race. But here comes Keiten Bommersbach wanting to get into the top 5 for the first time tonight. He restarted back there in the 11th position underneath that 62, coming off of turn number 4. That number 3 for the Third Man Racing Team, finally into the top 5 here tonight. But the race is still young. We still have just about 130 laps to go. So long time left for these drivers to get to where they want to get to. Hopefully that's the lead, because we want to see some good, hard racing. As it looks like once you get caught up to the leader, you can't get around them. But Bommersbach and Larkamp still back here fighting tooth and nail for that position.
As Johnny Eckert and Travis Bennett get side by side here. Johnny has caught up to Travis. As Travis gonna go diving down low, battle for the lead as Tim Silliman pulls it off in that 2nd lane. But when Travis is going down that 1st lane, he let Johnny have the run, and now we have a battle for 2nd as Johnny Eckert holds it off by Travis. And whoa, look at Johnny go! Woo! It's perfect little slide job right there if you were driving on dirt.
Man, it looked like he shifted into 7th gear, and they only have 6 on these things.
Woo.
Gonna lead that lap, get the bonus point for leading that lap, and rescind the lead back over to the 39 very quickly. That Rickshare purple and white number 39 is definitely one of the cars to beat out here. Eckert proven his car is one to contend with out here as well. I figure as long as you can get into the draft, as we see Travis Bennett trying to size up the 90, going to lose a lot of time coming off of turn number 4, sliding up. Here goes the 90 to the outside. Eckert trying to get the top spot back from Silliman. Silliman looking to lock down the most laps led, which gets you a couple more extra bonus points, as the 90 got a little loose coming off the 2.
Yeah, I saw that Johnny gets a little bit loose, but with that being said, look at Travis. And with Travis there, look who's behind Travis. Will Roberts coming up from that number 7 machine. Now there's a 4-way battle for the lead, pretty much, as Will Roberts joins them. And right behind Roberts, by about half a car length or 2, is Steven Larkamp. 5 fast guys are here, but 4 drivers all under a blanket getting ready to try to go for this battle for the lead here. But 4 drivers that all know how to get to victory lane, but they gotta go. And look at Johnny, boom, try to get that run, but backed off.
Yeah, the winners this year so far, Tim Silliman, winningest driver this season in the Rickshare World Series with 3 wins. Larkamp scored his first win last week. Eckert won the first race of the season at Motegi, the really exciting race. And Ryan Kish, who we haven't seen in a couple of races, ended up winning the race at Brands Hatch earlier in the season. I believe that was the second race of the season. We do have a 4-car battle for the lead. Here goes Eckert again, going to slide up tight onto that 39. I know one thing, they're for as many cars are out here, they're putting on a show right now.
Yeah, that's most definitely being said. A lot of the guys are not a fan of how some of the drivers race with each other, and right there you just see how drivers are reacting and expecting each other. Tim hasn't good friendly faces. Ooh, that was. Oh.
I tapped into my inner Mickey Mouse right there. I thought the 90 was going to be into the 39.
Yeah, that was as look at Tim Silverman drop back, losing 2 spots. Gonna be 3 spots here. Going back into 4th place, but new leader Johnny Eckert with Will Roberts right behind him. And Will Roberts is going to try to take the lead now.
Yeah, that 7 Firestone car to the lead. Bennett's going to get around Eckert as well in the middle of turn number 1. Drag race down the backstretch, Draft Fest 2017 for that number 95 of Travis Bennett. Going to dive to the inside and almost clear the 7. 7's going to have a handful coming off of turn number 4. Bennett to the point. Crossover from Will Roberts. He wants to get him a bonus point and lead a lap here, and he will do so on lap 27.
With that being said, look who's up in the picture. Sitting in P number 3 is Sidney Larkamp. He has a head of steam right now. Johnny went on, he burned off too much of the tire. Tim Silverman burned off too much of the tire.
He's got it.
Easy. With that being said, look at Tim Larkamp coming up into the picture. As it looks like Tim Silverman coming down pit lane.
Yeah, Tim Silverman, 39 to pit road. He did not come down the first caution period. So if we're looking at 26, 27 lap green flag runs, that's going to be a lot of pit stops here tonight. Will Roberts still out front. Travis Bennett in second. Larkamp up to third. Has a good run coming off of turn number 2. You can tell these guys are starting to get a little bit more loose as these tires start to lose grip. Eckert going to follow to 62. Bennett stuck on the inside. Little loose. Larkamp up to second. Bennett with an incredible save right there. Lost a ton of time. Losing the 4th, 5th, and possibly the 6th position as, what's your name? Tim Silverman coming out of the pit lane. Eckert around the 62. Joshua Gaiman up to P number 4. And here comes Bommersbach up to position number 5. Bennett all the way back into the 6th position after getting loose coming off turn 4 that last time around. But Will Roberts right now sitting nice and clean there out front. Yeah, leading another lap.
Yeah, Will's not leading the pack though. Will is right there, and right, he's definitely working very hard to keep Johnny and Steven both behind him, and see right now Johnny gets just that little bit of perfect spacing that he gets on the exit, and look at the run he gets, and just can't go anywhere with it.
And meanwhile, I mean, we're just about, maybe 20 car lengths away from having a 7-car battle for the lead. Right now, the gap between 1st and 5th is only 1.6 seconds. As Bennett passing Bommersbach back here. Bommersbach real slow, got passed by the 77 of Gutierrez as well. Yeah, that 95, he's pretty much running on ice skates. Here comes the 77 of Gutierrez to take over that 5th position. Bennett's not done yet, though. Still in the tire tracks of that number 77. And battle for the lead. Will Roberts had Eckert to the outside in the 90. Eckert going to try a little bit of a crossover. Yeah, he's got the run down the backstretch. Whoop speed.
Oh, wow. Look at that speed and boost Johnny had there. Wow.
Are you saying he had nitrous?
I think he, maybe at the end of this, after this race, they might want to bring that car down to tech inspection because that car has something on it. It's going out and not having a great qualifying way back in the 8th position, and now being up in the lead as he just
Will Roberts!
Oh, Will Roberts!
He's got it.
Oh, he saved it. Oh, that was scary. You don't want, I don't want to see an IndyCar get that sideways.
Yep, he is starting to feel the effects of these tires here. Oh, loose off of 4-2, almost into the outside retaining wall. Here comes Joshua Gaiman to try and take over that third position, that Martini number 37, and battle for the lead. Larkamp to the point in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Here comes Eckert, going to have the run on the high side, a little loose for that number 90. Here he goes, diving into the inside. Try and make that pass, gonna complete it, diving into turn number 3. Here comes the 62, 90 pushing up the track. 62 is gonna have a good run on him. Oh, that 37 almost lost it. Joshua there. Woo!
Hey, Joshua, buddy, that 37's not meant to be a dirt car. You're not supposed to slide across that track like that. That is, oh, wow.
Yeah, that was an amazing save off of that, but still battling tooth and nail for the front spot. Eckert to the inside of Larkamp. Steven Larkamp, that number 62, blue and black IndyCar, gonna try the crossover as these cars are getting super loose. Larkamp to the bottom. It seems like we're just exchanging positions in the turns here. As Larkamp dives to the bottom into 1, but the 90 gets such a good of a run heading down the backstretch. He gets to dive inside of him going into turn 3 and look at the draft working in real time there. He picked up about 3 car lengths just running behind him. And it does look like Larkamp is going to actually get to lead this lap. Oh, never mind. Here comes Eckert again.
Ooh,
battle at the line.
Kited bounce box coming down pit road, and he did it. He just almost spun it into pit lane. But with that being said, Danny Roberts is pit lane for green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that 41 coming in right now. As it does look like they do have to use that rule. Yeah, I believe 37 will be getting a black flag. He did not enter on the bottom of turn number 3. That is a rule at the ovals. That's a 37. Almost runs into people. The 90, 62, the 7, the 37, all on pit lane. Gutierrez has the lead right now. You're going to see where we cycle out here. Reminder, Danny Roberts did come in first. He is back out onto the racing surface. Here comes Bennett and the 95 or the 77 of Gutierrez coming down to pit lane this time by. We'll be looking forward to 3 of Bommersbach, who is just now finishing service, actually. Phil Clark still on the pit lane. Johnny Martin in the pits. Tim Silliman back out onto the racetrack with Danny Roberts in tow. And the 2 of Taylor Drago, 1 lap down. We're going to be looking around Eckert and Larkamp. And Tim Silliman back up here into position number 3, I believe, after we cycle through. 3-way battle for the top spot. And Gutierrez did get the lead that lap, but yeah, we're looking at Eckert, Larkamp, Silliman, Roberts, and Roberts. And here comes Silliman trying to get back to the point underneath the 90 of Eckert. A great move there. Had to check up a lot. Here comes Larkamp, 3 wide.
3 wide. Easy, boys.
Larkamp going to get the lead off on that lap. But we're almost 4 wide back here. 3 wide entering turn number 1. Larkamp gets to pull away a little bit the 90 onto the bottom of the racetrack. Tim Silliman, the 39 on the high side. He's going to be able to get the draft off the 62. Slingshot around the 90. Not as fast as I thought he would, but Will Roberts coming up here. And Danny Roberts side by side right behind him. Working their way back off of turn 4. 39 going to cut it low. Tuck back in behind the 90 now, as Eckert tries to break the draft. For the 39, the 7 all over the back bumper of that number 39, Will Roberts. And Danny Roberts back up here in the top 5 again.
Yeah, I'm amazed how these first top five are doing. They all pitted at different times, but yet they're all together right now between from tire wear and fuel consumption. As Tim Stillman is going to have to come down to pit road sooner than anybody else. But it's going to be interesting if we have another caution, how the cautions are going to play out and if it's going to hurt or help everyone on their strategy. Right now, Johnny Eckert going around getting a slingshot by doing Larkamp going into turn number 3. Steven's high, Johnny's low. Looks like Johnny had to back off a little bit without getting plowing into him. Drag racing the line, and it's Steven that led that lap.
Yeah, dead even heat at the line. Larkamp with the hair advantage over that number 90. Still stuck on a high lane. Going to have a little more momentum than the 90 coming off of turn number 2. Here comes that 39. And then a 7. Will Roberts to the inside of that 39. 1 spot. Almost 2 spot. Backing up hard.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. 3 wide. Danny Roberts going to try and take that middle. Will coming back up to arc back into the turn. Roberts thought better about trying to pass Roberts there. Yeah, we're having deja vu. Tim Stillman, though, tucking back into the 4th position. Larkamp out front completely. But as that's been happening, Travis Bennett's lost a lot of time to his lead pack. He's 4.5 seconds back. Chris Gutierrez is battling with the 37 of Josh Kamen, about 0.8 off of that 6th place machine. But I mean, still the most exciting battle is for the lead here with Larkamp and Eckert just dueling it out here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. These guys all came in on lap 37 compared to Tim Silliman, who came in on lap 27. So there's about a 10-lap strategy difference between Silliman and the rest of the field. And really, you could see it take effect because Will Roberts, once he got around Silliman kind of calmed down a little bit, realized he was overheating the tires, and decided to just sit there tucked in 4th in line as Eckert took over the lead on that last lap from Larkamp, and just sit here and ride it out. Closing in on 100 to go. We got 110 next time by.
Watching Roberts in that number 7, he's just going around and he gets in and does a good entry into the corner and then just kind of fades off and kind of warms the tires a little bit more each lap. But someone that I'm kind of shocked on seeing, who hasn't been really making a lot of hard moves, is Danny Roberts in that 41. He's already been penalized once already, and he was been given a warning for that last pit stop. So, you know, he's on the administration's eye, but as he's not really making any fast moves and anything really especially kind of just sitting back, relaxing, staying in the draft of Tim Silliman, as Will Roberts and Johnny Eckert are going back and forth right now.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it, Johnny.
I almost thought that he was I thought he was going to careen into the number 7. These boys kind of want to get it sorted out here for the next about 5 or 10 laps, because they are coming up on the number 12 of Johnny Martin. Martin in the middle of 1 and 2 right now as the leaders are entering turn number 1. So lap traffic will start to play a factor here in a couple of laps. But Will Roberts to the point here tonight. Definitely going to collect on those extra bonus points for leading the lap. And Larkamp back in second. Eckert making the high side work a little bit. We see where the rubber's getting laid down on the bottom groove. Don't really see the rubber getting laid down on the top side of the racing surface right yet. Will Roberts on the high side. Here comes Eckert again into turn number 1. got to say, these boys do put on a good oval show.
Watching Johnny's always been a very fast and good oval driver, and you just see right here how he can pretty much cut through the air and just get the drafts off the ways that he needs, and just make the passes as he takes the lead back from Will.
Will going to fight back to the outside, though. That Firestone, number 7, making the middle lane work for him right now. Getting a little side draft off of Eckert. Eckert gets a little loose coming off of turn number 2. They have put a little bit of a gap on Larkamp right now. Going to go on board with a 62. Here comes Tim Silliman into pit here on lap number 51. 39 going to pit from the 4th position. And when they enter pit lane, they do have the rule. They have to enter on the apron in turn number 3 at all ovals. And then exit off of turn number 2. Larkamp has got a really good seat for watching this battle between our top 2 right now.
Yeah, Larkamp has just kind of fell back a little bit. Gave it a little bit of a less draft, keeping from that aerodynamic push from that front wing, and kind of just sit back and kind of just watching. You know, Steven knows when it's go time, and right now he's just kind of sitting back, relaxing, watching what's going to happen here. And that being said, he's letting Danny Roberts kind of catch him a little bit. But
ooh, Roberts in the wall behind him.
Wall.
Hard into the wall for the 41. That's definitely going to give him some right side pod damage. We're going to be looking for that 41 Ferrari to try and pit here soon, try to get some of that fixed. But heavy contact with the exit of turn 2 wall. Yeah, he's definitely got a little bit of damage over there.
I'm just watching him now. He's struggling hard to get that car turned in. You know, we've seen it all season long. If you get side pod damage, and it looked like you even got a little bit of wing damage, it affects you so much how the aerodynamics happen. As we have a battlefield lead between Johnny and Will again.
Yeah, third Larkamp's hat into the ring as well. Saw Roberts struggle there coming out of turn 2. Decided to lay the hammer down as Roberts defends his position over Eckert. Larkamp still in the 3rd spot. And we're getting close to, let's see. These guys came back to green on lap number 15 and had to pit on 37. I'm hoping that's not correct, because we're going to be seeing them come in probably another 8 to 10 laps time. Well, yeah, we're looking at about 22, 23 laps, it seems like, on fuel here. I swear we went further on Indy, but pass for the lead. Here comes Eckert again to the inside. Gets around the 7 of Will Roberts. Got a little squirrely off of turn 2. But Eckert looking to try and lead this lap.
Eckert right now is he's taking that bottom lane. You know, that bottom lane is filled up full of grip. Probably the temperature of the track is more on the bottom lane. And right now, Will, that's how Roberts in that 7 can just keep up with Johnny pretty much. You know, the track is warm in the bottom. You see Johnny slide up hard, leaving the door open as,
oh, he's loose. He's loose. Eckert saves it, collects it back underneath him, doesn't lose any time. But that 62 has definitely got his brown fire suit on after that one. Don't know if that was a combination of being side drafted from the 7 and being drafted from the 62. Rear end looked really squarely coming out of 4. Let's see if we're looking at pretty much the same here for that number 90 coming out of turn number 4. It just looks like he's pushed tight there. Here comes Larkamp for second.
Yeah, aerodynamics is just a huge thing there, and You just watch how these cars handle, take that air off, kind of like a NASCAR car when we saw them at Daytona,
Woo!
Daytona
Larkamp real
500.
slow.
Ooh,
That was a big checkup from that 62. Sorry about that.
yeah, all good as we have Travis Bennett and Joshua Gaiman up in pit lane. But watching NASCAR cars at Daytona, when you take that air off that spoiler, it just loosens the cars up so much. As we just saw, that's what happened to Johnny. And thankfully, Johnny just cranked the wheel hard right and kept it going. But right now he's dealing with a lot of tire wear, and the tires are probably boiling hot. And with that little incident there, but
Hitting that lap 37 should be bringing him down here in just about a lap or two. We did see Danny Roberts come into pit as well in that number 41. Johnny Martin out here in the 12 right in front of him, trying to stay on the lead lap. Bennett's been in. Gaiman's been in. I believe we just got the call for pitting for at least a 62. I think that's who I saw. Here comes Will Roberts. Johnny Eckert as well. Got to make sure to get woed down to stay on that apron. As looks like the 90 just rolling over that line right there. Right in front of Silliman. Silliman going to get his lap back right there as we're coming down to, looks like 55 mile an hour on the pit lane, coming all the way down from like, I believe 217, somewhere around there.
yeah, they're going good amount of speed. They're probably going about 200. Let's see. I'm watching Tim Silliman as he goes into turn number 3. 223 miles per hour in entry to 3.
Yeah, Larkamp misses pit by a little bit, and Will Roberts actually hit the inside wall coming out of his pit.
Oh no!
He might have just got a light little tap with the wall, but Roberts, Eckert, and Larkamp. As here comes Tim Silliman. This is the pass for the lead on the track, I believe. As Silliman's gotten around Will Roberts, so pitting earlier than the other guys, getting the 10 lap fresher tires. As between that pit stop, he pitted on lap 62. So yeah, we're looking at exactly 10 laps in between, or he pitted at lap 51, excuse me. Just about 10 laps difference between Silliman's pit strategy and the rest of our leaders' pit strategy. So we should be seeing Silliman back down somewhere around lap 80 or so. These guys will probably around 75 for them, maybe 85 for our leaders. Let's see, 63. Last time they pitted was 36. So somebody do the math, and I'll give you a gold star. Tell that mistake on pit lane definitely hurt Larkamp. He's back over a second behind third place in Johnny Eckert. He's back here driving with Danny Roberts, as Will Roberts has actually gotten by Tim Silliman for the lead. Fresh pass.
That being said, Johnny Eckert is about a second back from the leader, 0.6 back from Tim, and just looking farther back throughout the field. Peter Bommersbach up in P number 8, out to battle for 7 with Joshua Gaiman as he goes around and he gets to the inside, makes the pass work on Gaiman as battle as Kaiden slides up a tiny bit, not a lot, and keeps that 7th place position as he's trying to go get Travis.
Still have 11 cars on the lead lap. The only one lap down is the 12 of Johnny Martin. Taylor Drago in danger of becoming a lap down car in probably a good 15 laps, maybe by the time we go back into the pits. Travis Bennett in that 6th position all by himself. about 5.5 back from our leaders, excuse me, because everybody's in a pretty good group here. As here comes Eckert in the number 90 underneath that 39 to take over second position. Set of sights on the 7 of Will Roberts. I wonder how much of this is just pure aerodynamic or tire degradation for that number 39. I'm pretty sure I said that word wrong, by the way.
Oh, it's most definitely tire. It's a mixture of tire, and it's also a mixture of just how that car's handling in general. When you're by yourself, you don't put as much speed on it, but yet you kind of burn a little bit more and you push a little bit more in the tires. When you get the draft, it lifts the front end, so it helps it a lot more. And you just see how that's affecting Tim being out there with those 10 old lap tires, and he's already fell back 0.8 from Will. But with that being done, he's letting the Steven and Danny get in the draft now. He's only beat about a second in front of Steven and Danny, so they'll be catching up in that pack.
Yeah, it just looks like they're tucking in, rolling with each other. 41 getting close as he can to the rear wing of that number 62. Taking a little bit of pressure off of him, give him a couple extra mile an hour down the back straight, and catching our leaders here. And making progress with that 62 and number 41. Danny Roberts, of course, he's basically got a yellow card right now for pit entry. I believe everybody was reminded of that before the last set of green flag stops. No issues with anybody so far on pit lane besides Larkamp missing a stall by a couple of feet. Has a battle back in front for the lead. Eckert right now in the tire tracks of that number 7, Will Roberts. And I don't know. It just looks like they're trying to draft and pull a little further away from Tim Silliman, as Silliman has been caught by the 68. So he's definitely lost a lot of time to our front two out by themselves here, as Larkamp's going underneath the 39. Easily enough with the pass there. Danny Roberts, though, falling a little further back than I think he would want, getting that good old draft there down the back stretch, closing in that gap, as Larkamp's just about, he was a second and a half last time at the line back from our leader. See what he is now. He is looking at actually about the same amount of gap, but now they have 3 cars in that group instead of just 2. The more cars you got, the faster you'll go, in theory.
Well, in theory, that's a good thing if they all on the same tire. But Tim, has those actual used lap tires, and I think you just see how you get out there. You can get out there and you just have that newer tires. But right now he's already fell back by 4 positions, and now with Danny Roberts passing him, he's sitting in 5th. But right now he has a 2-second gap from him to the leader. So it's hard to try to get that time back all on the racetrack when your tires are just they're melting to a point where you can't get them back underneath you.
And a little bit of a shucking and jiving up here for this top spot. Eckert trying to get it away from Roberts. Still trying to maintain that gap back to Larkamp, which it looks like they are doing pretty successfully. Actually lost 0.2 of a second that last time around. As we're closing in, we got about 3 laps until we hit the halfway point. Halfway will be lap number 78 here tonight. And I mean, so far, so good for these drivers here in the ISDC Rig Share World Series, as Eckert has passed Will Roberts for the lead. Number 90 going to get it back out there and try to pad his lap total here tonight. Looks like he's led about 14 tonight. Will Roberts, I know, has led more than that. I believe it's between Roberts and Silliman right now for the most laps led extra points. And Tim Silliman now in the pits. Danny Roberts on the pit lane as well in the number 41. He's actually getting on the same schedule as Silliman. I think you see something with the strategy for Silliman. Maybe the laps are counting out in favor of the 39. We will find out later on in the broadcast. But Eckert still out front. Larkamp looks like Gaiman and Bommersbach are pretty much the closest battle on the racetrack. 37 with the spot right now. Here he comes to pit lane. 37 onto the access road. We'll just call it. Put an asterisk beside it because it's not that at all. And coming into pit lane, lap 77 is when our leaders start coming in.
And I just got a report here that Danny Roberts in that 41 has got out of the race car and has left and is heading down to his hauler.
That's interesting there. Travis Bennett out of the pits in that number 95. Just like seeing a good sport. Just like seeing a good sport there. After everything cycles through, we should still have 10 cars on the lead lap. The one that I'm really worried about is that 2 of Drago as he's coming into pits right now. Here comes Will Roberts around him, working his way out of turn number 4. Eckert in front of Will. Larkamp in third. And looking for the rest of these drivers. Looks like everybody else is still on the racing surface so far. Looking for the last time they pit. Looks like lap 61 for the 77. Gutierrez, haven't talked about him much in recent time. He did, I believe he did get a little bit of side pod damage earlier in the run. Let's see, Bommersbach's still going to run around another lap. So Phil Clark's still going to do it. Phil Clark last on pit lane on lap 60. So we should be seeing our front runners come down to pit lane in about 3 to 5 laps. Oh, Phil Clark hard into the outside wall. Oh, this is going to end his night. Oh, heavy caution is out. 77 backing it down, almost ran into him. Phil Clark got the toe just in time. Gutierrez just about caught up. I believe that's the 90 as well. Was right behind that. I'm not 100% sure. No, 90 was coming out of 4 there. So who was behind him? We're all over the road. Oh yeah, he
back at it. Wow.
He was loose on the bottom side of 4, and he fought a good battle, but he lost the war on that one. McDonald's not serving extra fries tonight. Yeah, he was just all over the place, left, right, trying to save it, and it finally quit on him. I mean, heavy contact with the inside wall there as well. So a tough break for the 25, but that resets the field here as looks like all of our leaders are going to come into the pits. Looks like Silliman is going to get a wave around. Drago is going to get one of his laps back. Bennett's going to get a wave, as well as Johnny Martin. Going to put 9 cars back onto the lead lap as long as the 37 stays out. Now, these guys have to stay out for this to work, which, you know, this was a blessing in disguise for the 90, the 7, the 62, and the 3. And the 77 as well, as looks like Eckert's going to win the race off of pit lane. Larkamp and Roberts at the line. give the advantage to Roberts. Bommersbach and Gutierrez still taking service on that number 77, and he is down and away. So I believe it's about time to pay some bills here. We're just over halfway, so we're going to go ahead and swing it to a little bit of a commercial break. We'll catch you right after the break.
Fuel usage.
Averaging 0.10 gallons per lap.
Pit stop, add 5 gallons. Change right side only.
Hitbox in 10, 9, 8, 1. Bingo. 10-4, adding 5 gallons. Changing right side tires.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ISDC Rig Share World Series, live from the Michigan Michigan International Raceway Speedway. Excuse me. Just over halfway, working lap 84 of the scheduled 156 for the running of the 500. And lights are off the pace car. We're going to get the fake green flag. Business was already pretty up there, turned up to 11. I don't think we can crank it past that, but got Johnny Eckert going to lead the field to the green flag on the backstretch in turn number 3. We're not going green when the pace car comes off. Will Roberts going to roll off in second, Larkamp in third, Kyten Bommersbach up into the 4th position, and looks like Travis Bennett ended up coming into pit. And so did the rest of the Funky Munch behind him. Kind of looks like we're going to see how many people actually stayed out. And it doesn't look like it looks like Silliman decided to stay out. The 37 of Joshua Gaiman stayed out to get the lap back, but Travis Bennett unfortunately not going to be able to do that right now. And looks like John Martin is going to be caught a lap down, as well as Taylor Drago. Those are your cars 1 lap down. That's 8th, 9th, and 10th place. 7 cars left on the lead lap. And we're getting ready to go back to green. So halfway through this race, Dylan, what do you expect on the back half real quick?
This is our top 6 of the 6 fastest guys we've seen all season long. So with this new tires, with the fuel, if everyone coming down and pitting this last time, it's pretty much just made everyone back on an equal playing field, and it's going to be who can play the draft better, as Johnny Eckert just takes the green flag, taking a nice little jump on Will, but with Steven, Kyten, and Travis all pretty much underneath a blanket right there, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing if that pack of 2nd through 6th can work their way up past Johnny, or if Johnny's going to be able to hold off the lead that he's been doing and flip-flopping back and forth that we've seen him been doing all night long.
Now that 95 of Travis Bennett is a lap down car. He is on the inside of the number 3 as we're speaking. As Will Roberts going to go to the point yet again tonight and bring in Stephen Larkamp with him. Larkamp on that last set of green flag stops ended up making a mistake, as we're almost 3 wide for the lead here. Eckert is going to tuck in behind. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. No, don't do it.
Easy.
Back it off. And looks like Larkamp going to be the benefactor of that one. Will Roberts going to have a good run coming off a turn at number 2. Down the back straightaway, going to take over the lead very, very commandingly. And here comes the number 90. Clears Larkamp, pushes up the track. Got to be real careful with that, as that'll burn the tires off a lot more easily, as we're on board with the number 3 of Kyten Bommersbach. Haven't really said his name much tonight, but now he's up here mixing it up with the top 5. He's got Gutierrez, who is actually in 5th, battling with the 95 right behind him, but we're watching this battle for the lead as we're rolling around with Bommersbach. See Eckert take the inside lane. Going to push up the track. Will Roberts going to get the run off of the turn. And actually almost touching tires there coming off of turn number 4. Just completing lap number 88 of the scheduled 156 here tonight. So we're counting down instead of counting up now, which is always a plus.
Yeah, look at Kyten Bommersbach in that number 3 car. He's coming in and joining the battle here. As Will Roberts and Johnny Eckert still go side by side battling for that lead, with Steven Larkamp right behind them. Just kind of, you see Steven going back and forth between the different lanes. He's trying to figure out what car he can push to maybe get a clearance and make a pass. And right now, those 2 drivers are just dead even, just going back and forth, not really giving much room for going 3 wide, and with the tires being already so warm, and you don't really want to do a 3 wide scenario.
Not at least right now. I say if we're within 10 laps to go, yeah, go for it. Wreckers or checkers. But as sensitive as these cars are to damage, you don't want to end up accidentally giving yourself any kind of side pod or wing, front or rear damage to your automobile. Gutierrez up here back into the top 5, past the lap down car. Travis Bennett actually slower on the back, as Will Roberts going around Johnny Eckert again for the lead. And Bommersbach pushing up almost into the wall there. Good save from the 3. Going to lose a lot of time. The 77 is going to get around the 39 of Silliman to his inside right now. Silliman back into the fray as well. Unfortunately, he is on older tires than the rest of the field yet again. We're looking at he last pit on lap 75, and we ran just about 4 or 5 laps of green flag, under green flag conditions before that. Oh, 77 in the wall hard. Gutierrez riding the wall. Stopped on the track. He's going to have to take a tow. Caution is out on the speedway. 77 of Gutierrez. He made sure that the caution came out for that one. And just a heavy hit with the lap down car of Bennett. He went to go inside, and whoa, something happened to Bennett there.
Yeah.
That looked like a little bit of maybe a rubber band issue, or that's kind of odd, because he goes from running, 227 to, just immediately I'm gonna go on board with him and see if he smacked the brakes or not.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact going down straight away, but I don't. That is odd.
And something happened there, because he's going 227 into the turn, and you listen, and it just sounds like he lost a gear. I know we don't have that in iRacing yet, so I don't know. All of your leaders are going to come in again, except for Tim Silliman, still on his strategy. Bringing Drago with him as well. It's going to not help that number 2 out at all. But I still don't understand what happened in that 95. It literally sounds like he went from 6th to fourth, basically.
It sounded like the engine didn't suck up enough fuel to go in the corner, and it just stalled on him a little bit. And that, wow, that might be something we would have to post on the forums about, because I've never. The engine sound of the wow. That's all I can say about it, because
I don't know. Who knows? That's going to be on Unsolved Mysteries in about 30 years when they rerun something on iRacing. But Tim Silliman right now on the point. Johnny Eckert. All of these drivers back that I'm getting ready to call out have taken another pit this time around. Eckert, Larkamp, Roberts of the wheel variety, Gaiman, and Bommersbach all taking a pit here, as it looks like our lap down cars are going to come down right now, the 2, the 95, and the 12. So that's another car out of the race. Only 6 cars on the lead lap. And just a tough break for that 77. I don't know what happened. I mean, you didn't hear the brakes lock up, so you know he didn't check up. So it had to have been a transmission issue or something with that 95.
yeah, there has been an engine issue with that car, because you can listen back and you can hear it. It just goes and then just kind of shuts off and kind of just refires itself. That is just it's a tough night for Travis and Chris. Chris was got lapped down early in the night, but wow, that is I wow. I can't wait to go out and talk to the team and the crew about what happened to that after the race.
Yeah, we're a little befuddled here at OCTV.
But something new.
Yeah. Speaking of OCTV, we got some stuff coming up for you. We are off tomorrow night. But a week from tomorrow, we have the ASRS Truck Series, the Sam Maxwell Custom Truck Series, that is live at 9 o'clock here on the Off Camber TV YouTube channel. And Sunday night, you can always come and join us for the Team VLR 360 Sprint Car Series, as our pace car is coming off here. Live again at 9 o'clock on the teamvlr.com Facebook page. You can just type that into the Facebook search bar and have you a good show. I'll be there, and then I'll be running the cameras, and we might have somebody else in the booth with me this time. I don't know. Your top 5, though, coming back to the line here in the ISDC Rig Share World Series is Tim Silliman in the Rig Share Ride, Johnny Eckert, Stephen Larkamp, Will Roberts, and Kyton Bommersbach. Your top 5 right now. As we're going to roll back to turn number 3 to get the green flag. I believe the Chevy sign or the Carfax sign is what they're using as a visual restart zone for these drivers. So see if we can get the remaining 60 laps done under the green flag conditions. That put them just about 2 stops away from making it from here. Not sure what's going to happen, but green flag back out into the air. Tim Silliman got a good jump over Johnny Eckert. Stephen Larkamp in 3rd, about to fall victim to these number 7 of Will Roberts. Kyton Bommersbach in 5th, rolling good, as well as Joshua Gaiman in that number 37. Battle for the lead. 90 gets around to 39 into turn number 2. Silliman looking to fight back, grab his 4th win of the season. Eckert's looking for his 2nd on the year, and Will Roberts looking for his 1st.
Yeah, watching that first top 4 there those top four are gonna be just added until the end here. We're coming down to about 100 and about coming down to 56. I think we're on 58 to go here. So we do have a little bit of time still left, but quite interesting is when I was listening on to the radio of that number 95, and the driver just reported that the engines just went around and cut out on them, and then it started back up again. So some maybe electrical issues as Danny Roberts, that's Will Roberts, going around and making that pass on Johnny there.
Yeah, it's one of the Roberts.
One of them. Not related by, they're not related at all, but they do have the same last name.
Yeah, that kind of happens sometimes. I would imagine, the Martins in here are about the same situation. As Will has got the lead right now. Larkamp up to the second position, going to try to take over the lead here. And not to no avail. Will Roberts still going to lead that lap. Eckert shuffled back to third. Silliman all the way back into fourth place. We should be seeing him somewhere around lap 110, I believe. If that's how he's doing his strategy. He's coming in 10 laps. He was 10 laps off. Could have elected to get on the same strategy as the leaders there on their last pit stop, but decided not to for some strange reason. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. Because if we're doing 23 lap stints, and we went back to green with 60 to go, you're looking at 46 laps in between. We could be seeing pit stops at 123 and 140 for our leaders, just to even it out on that last run. But the 37 gets around to 39, and right now Gaiman up into the fourth position as Larkamp and Robert still doing battle with Eckert right behind him. Going to make it 3 wide on the front stretch. And gets the job done. Gets the job done right there. Johnny Eckert back out to the point. Will Roberts did beat him to the line last time. Larkamp real tight on the outside. Loses the spot to the 37. Gaiman up to third.
The battle that's been happening since the drop of the green flags. Will Roberts and Johnny Eckert just handing each other the lead back and forth, playing pretty much leapfrog. Right now, Johnny Eckert is holding that lead off of Will Roberts, but a new face to that top three is that Joshua Gaiman in that number 37, as he's kind of sitting back a little bit, watching with Steven behind him, pushing him, but it's going to be interesting. As right there, you look at Roberts, he gets a run, but Johnny kind of drove that between that first and second lane, driving high, pushing Will high, with Joshua Gaiman right underneath Will now for battle for P2.
And Larkamp back into the mix now. He's running outside with the 7, the 37 tucked in with the 90. Larkamp back down to the bottom. Will Roberts trying to make that middle lane work. Still, you don't see a lot of rubber on that middle groove. Everything's being laid down on the bottom, but you can definitely tell that middle lane still got some grip. It's 37 almost drives into the back bumper of the 7, backs off before the turn, gets a good turn, and here comes Larkamp closing in on the 37 of Gaiman. And Eckert going to lead this lap around. We're looking at about 52 to go next time by. And Eckert, Roberts, Gaiman, and Larkamp all up here in a bundle. Bommersbach, though, in 5th place, stalking our leaders right now as he's got a good run. Going to put his name into the ring here. Roberts making it high line work, though, up front. Yet again, here comes Eckert on the bottom. But Roberts going to have the advantage at the line. Gaiman doesn't know where to go here. I mean, he hasn't been up front. Him and Bommersbach were racing for 7th and 8th. 90 pushes up the track real bad into the 37. They touch on the backstretch to 90 into 37. Don't know what was going on right there, but Eckert still going to pull out in front of the 37, push up the track real hard. Oh, geez. Larkamp almost
Ooh.
into the 37 off a turn at number 4. Bomber's box sitting back here doesn't know whether or not to go forward or backward as Tim Silliman's coming off the pit lane, completing his service at lap 107, 106 for him. And if my calculations are correct, he'll only have to pit one more time. So he might be on the same strategy as our leaders, just about. If he pushes it all the way, he should actually come out to right around the lap 140, 143 mark that the guys will actually 137 is where the guys can make it to the end pretty much, barring any cautions. So a little tap from the between the 90 and 37 separated our top 5 just a little bit. 37 still has his nose in the draft and pick up a lot of time. Larkamp tucked in right behind him, and Bommersbach running around in that 5th position. This is all of the cars on the lead lap right now is Bommersbach going to the inside of Larkamp.
That guy turned around, he just sat back, he relaxed, he watched what was going on. You know, he let the little battle happen, and now, you know, he saved a little bit of extra tire, but he just can't get the run off the corners at all. As you just see him as he falls back, but Steven Larkamp making that run in the inside there.
And definitely
makes a beautiful pass on Damon.
Yeah, gets the pass done. Gaiman going to make the crossover to the inside. Battle for 3rd as the lead has changed hands once again between Eckert and Roberts. Eckert now to the point as this battle for 3rd is where it's at right now. I mean, they are side by side, but up front. But Larkamp running a high side 37. Loose coming off 2. He's got it. As they're back side by side for the lead. Roberts on that high side, Eckert on the bottom. Gonna have to think about that move later on in the race, because once we get down to about 10, 15 laps to go, those tires are going to be already wore out as about they are right now. And as hard as that 90 has been driving all night, we know that he's going to get tight as the run progresses and slide up the track. So anybody on the outside of that 90 is definitely going to have to watch themselves, or chickity check themselves before they wreck themselves. Larkamp back up to 3rd. Here we go. 3 wide almost. He thought about it.
Steven backed off, but I don't think you're going to see Steven and these guys start backing off more and more. I think pretty soon these guys are going to start going a little bit more riskier moves, but going down to 45 to go, you know, all the teams know that they have at least one more pit stop, if not a quick stop and go, make it to the end. So right now they are just pretty much just battling with themselves to make everything look the way they do and make sure it, you know, they can get to the end.
Yeah, I believe, like I said, when this run first started, we should be seeing them in probably the next 7, 8 laps, maybe 10 laps from now. We've already seen Silliman come in. He came in last on lap 105, working now lap 113 for our leaders. He is a lap down right now on the backstretch, that 39 of Tim Silliman. But we're about to have another 3-way battle for the lead again, as Bommersbach almost into the wall there for a second, had to back off and lost all that momentum on that high side behind Larkamp. Roberts pulling ahead of Eckert right now, and the 37 of Gaiman back into the mix as well. You could see how tight these cars are getting to push up. The track was a 37, 3 almost into the back of them.
I'm just watching Johnny. He's been on that bottom lane since we went green again, and he has been just so, you know, watching him get out of these corners. He's so loose. He plows so much. He has so much of a hard time, and he's able to keep it and get it to stick. But I mean, it's just I'm gonna be surprised when they come down and they put that new tires on him if he's gonna keep it the way he's gonna be. As we got a lap car trap. Oh, Travis Bennett lap down car with Will Roberts slingshots right across Johnny's wing. I think it's 5.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Ooh.
Oh no, 7 into the wall out of turn number 2. We're going to see if he's got any side pod damage. It looks like he does. He looks real hurt in the middle of 4. Has Larkamp all over his back bumper trying to avoid getting into him.
That side pod is a lot wrinkled.
Let's see here. Yeah, it actually looks like his nose is a little, or his nose cone, the cockpit, is a little bit. He's coming into the pits.
Will's going down pit lane.
Coming into the pits, we're going to see here momentarily, yeah, a ton of damage. He's having a hard time keeping it down there on the access road to pit lane. 117. He will have to come into pit one more time if he can stretch it out and keep the car underneath of him. But that takes out yet another contender for the win, just about. Let's see how much he can get that thing fixed. Here comes the 90 on the pit road. Eckert pitting from the lead. Going to let Larkamp and Gaiman try to save that car. He actually went onto the access road, quote unquote, in the middle of 4.
Ooh,
No.
Johnny slides in the pit lane.
I think he got it. He might have a speeding penalty. Not sure, but he gets into the pit stall nice and tight. Bommersbach in. And the 37 of Gaiman going to come into pit. Larkamp all by himself out here. No drafting help, but has the lead. Will Roberts is the closest car behind him, as well as Tim Silliman right behind him. Larkamp should be making that that swing down to the pit lane. It looks like he will be coming down this time. Eckert back out on the racing surface. Bommersbach in pit, as well as the 37-62 coming down the access road. Eckert's going to pass the 62 as he comes into the pit. And Bommersbach and the 37 of Joshua Gaiman down and away as Eckert's going to pass them right now. That's a pretty substantial gap that Eckert put onto the field right there. He must have been booking it down the access road. Will Roberts and Tim Silliman have caught up with each other as well. Bommersbach going to tuck in behind the 39 coming off of the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know if I was Johnny, if I'd be happy about the strategy call there. You know, it's good that you have the track position when you're driving a NASCAR, but when you're driving these Indy cars, the draft here is huge, and you know, we saw it earlier. And right now, Johnny's all by himself. The biggest gap behind him is by Will Roberts, and you know he's a second and a half back. So right now, he's just kind of fighting and just having a hard time as he goes around. He does get behind Larkamp, who is now did not lose the lead according to timing and scoring, but we will see this time by.
Yeah, kept the lead. Eckert trying to make short work of that, trying to high side. But Eckert or Larkamp did end up keeping the lead. Now you have Will Roberts and Tim Silliman just about 2 seconds behind with Bommersbach. The 37 of Joshua Gaiman, though, has no help, and he is left to wander this track alone. Eckert around Larkamp. Going to lead lap 122, closing in on 30 to go. And looks like Larkamp is just going to tuck in there, going to get the good draft down the backstretch, going to try and take it back over. As looks like the second group here, Bommersbach got around both Will Roberts and Tim Silliman. As we're side by side for the lead at the stripe. Got to give it to Eckert. Ooh, cuts in front of the 62 pretty fast there.
Yeah, that pack of 3 there for 3rd through 5th, if they can work together, they could get up to this lead, 2-man lead pack. But 3-second gap, it's gonna be tough for them to catch up to the leaders.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be as well, unless they keep leapfrogging like this. Will Roberts does seem to have the majority of that side pod damage fixed on the side of that Firestone number 7. But you can definitely tell he's having a handful real tight early on in a run with this car. We should be seeing Silliman coming down in a couple of laps to make the final push on tonight's race, as he's pushing pretty hard coming out of 4, though. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously got something up his sleeve. Just don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off here, especially with this gap between him and the leader. As you see in front of him, Will Roberts pushing up the track a lot coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, I think at the beginning when everyone was so tight together, you know, this strategy could have worked. This strategy did help a lot, and then we lost a few cars. Right now, we only have 9 cars on track, and with the lack of cars and lack of aerodynamics around everyone, it's kind of very spread the field out. And right now, this strategy is definitely gonna be really hard for him, especially when he's 3.5 seconds back from the leader itself. So it's unless those guys can make a genius and great and fast pit stop, he's gonna have a hard time.
Well, the average IndyCar pit stop's about 7 seconds anyway, so it just depends on how iRacing wants to throw you your pit stop. Eckert and Larkamp, though, still exchanging the lead back and forth up front. Eckert has it right now down to backstretch. Here comes Larkamp once again to the inside. And we basically have a 2-horse race right now. Still one more pit stop to go. These guys can make it to, let's see, came in on lap 118. You add 23 onto that, you're looking at 141. So they can make it, you know, basically what I was saying earlier about 141, 142. As Eckert just about got to the wall there coming off of 2. So we're going to be looking to see how the leaders do this last stop. Silliman's still on the racetrack. Gaiman and Roberts are now racing with each other. Bommersbach has pulled away from both Roberts and Silliman. 37 just now getting around the 7. And right now, Bommersbach is a lonely guy out there rolling down the backstretch. He can see the leaders, but he really can't do nothing about it. No help. It's not going to not very conducive to his situation.
Yeah, with the, you know, Steve, Kyten is catching the leaders a little bit. You know, not a lot for each lap, and with the laps coming down, we're coming down to 26 to go.
And there comes Tim Silliman. This is a little bit earlier than I expected him to come down. Last down on lap 105. So he's pushed it 26 laps. He's got it pretty much down. We should be seeing the rest of our leaders within the next 10 laps. And he's already down and way back out onto the racing surface. Larkamp has already passed him. So he will go back to being a lap down, but exiting on the backstretch now. He can still see Will Roberts by a little bit going into the turns in front of him. So maybe we have a good strategy call with a 39. Maybe it'll blow up in his face. Who knows?
I don't know. This strategy called it worked out perfectly if there was not those cautions at the very middle of the race there. But when that caution came out in the middle of the race, it kind of really put everyone else back on a even playing field, and that's where I think the setup and the idea went around and kind of got thrown out the window. But right now he's it looks like he's one lap. I mean, one lap down right now, and very so it's definitely he'll get that lap back when Steven and Johnny hit, but the bigger question is how much of a gap will there be after Johnny and Steven get out pit lane, and can Johnny and Steven have that perfect pit stop that the teams practice for week in and week out?
Well, they're coming up on the lap car of Travis Bennett, the number 95 involved in a wreck earlier. Going to stick to the high side. 90 got as much draft as he possibly could off of Bennett right there. Bommersbach still about 2.5 seconds off of our leaders, so they're not really pulling away, and he's not really catching. So Bommersbach kind of in a stalemate right now. Will Roberts and Joshua Gaiman onto pit lane here, lap 135. Here comes our leaders out on the front stretch.
Seeing these leaders pit is, I think, going to be the bigger thing. Is when are they going to pit? We can go about 25, 26 laps or so, depending on how you do your fuel strategy, your fuel mileage. But do you wait until your fuel tank's empty and then you come down pit lane, or do you come down pit lane when you still got a little bit of gas and just do a fill up? It's right here, pit stops really don't really mean all that much. It's only 6.5, 7-second stops here, but that's the bigger strategy. Is we just fill it up for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or do we do the whole service, which is about 7 or 8 seconds?
Definitely going to want to do the whole service, as looks like Larkamp's going to come in, leave Eckert all by himself here, coming in with 20 to go. That number 62, Johnny Eckert, going to lead us to 20 to go here at the stripe. Heighton Bommersbach is going to stay out on the track as well. Tim Silliman, though, he is already unlapping himself from Larkamp, or getting around Larkamp, excuse me, to unlap himself. Yeah, that's about right. Eckert, though, we're going to be looking for him to come into pit lane. Maybe this lap, maybe he stays out a couple extra laps. He's going to stay out a little bit longer. Let's see if Bommersbach comes in. Bommersbach is going to come in here. That number 3 going to hit pit lane for the final time tonight. As Larkamp now down and away. Eckert coming across the start-finish line. Going to put Larkamp a lap down. Silliman, excuse me, way back here. Nowhere close to Larkamp so far. And Larkamp's almost basically back up to speed. So strategy not going to work for Silliman. He is going to have to hope for a caution, which if a caution comes out, I mean, we really don't have that many more cars to take out of here. So I don't know what's going to happen then. But Eckert's still out, not coming into pit yet. Going to keep Larkamp. Actually, everybody a lap down right now as he just went by Bommersbach. Maybe the move of the race there for that number 90.
This is the move of the race, so this is the moment that breaks him as he comes down the pit lane this time by. This is I can't wait to see when he comes back out and emerges back with the pack, how much of a gap he gained or lost. Let me see Steven Larkamp getting past him right now with Kyten right behind Steven. So this is I can't wait to see how this plays out for him, if it plays out in his favor.
I can tell you one thing. He is one of the fastest guys on that access road coming into pit. He was maintaining about 170. Most other guys were right at like 150, 160 coming in. Larkamp right now into turn number 3. Eckert into his pit stall. Got the jack up. Here comes Larkamp out of 4. Eckert still is rolling now. He's pulling out of the pits. Larkamp is going to hit the start-finish line now. Larkamp's going to see the rival of the number 90 here momentarily. Season 2 is inside. Eckert needs to get up to speed. He is almost there. Larkamp's going to be right behind him, if not pass him here. Going into turn number 3, we're looking at closing in on, we might have 15 to go this time by. And Larkamp's just up there. Bommersbach has actually closed the gap a little bit too, if he can keep there. Here goes Larkamp for the lead.
Yeah, more and more these two go back and forth playing leapfrog. More and more Kaiton's going to be able to catch them. And right now, this is going to be a game of leapfrog pretty much in the next 15 laps.
Yeah, Eckert going to the lead once again. He does have the fresher tires, only by about 2 laps over Larkamp. He needs to make sure that he doesn't burn him off here at the bottom. But, I mean, you know, where did he come from? Kaiton Bommersbach looking at P3 right now, looking at the lead. If these two guys take each other out, he's got a good shot to win this in that number 3. I mean, he's got a good shot at catching them here. Closing that gap ever so slightly, keeping in that draft. He's actually there now. Larkamp dives it into the bottom, slides up the racetrack. Eckert is going to have a good run off of the top of the turn. Cuts it down. If that was the race at the line, Larkamp would have won it by a hair. Bommersbach is up here with the guys now. He's going to have to mix it up with the 90 into 62. And we're going to try to win this race. Be his first win on the season. Both of these other drivers have got a W under their belt. As we mentioned, Eckert won at Motegi Oval, and Larkamp won last week at Mid-Ohio. So Larkamp looking to make it 2 in a row. Eckert 2 on the season. Bommersbach just wants that checkered flag.
We said at the very beginning, this is the points battle. Steven and Johnny. Right now, Tim Silman is way back in 4th place, 8 seconds back. You know, he's not going to be able to join this battle unless a caution happens. But the points battle is right here. We're watching it unfold. Who's going to gain those big points for winning this race? Johnny has the most laps led in the bag with so far 55. And if he keeps the lead up, he's going to gain more. And right now, he has the most laps led. It's going to be the bigger question of who is going to win it and get those extra bonus points, and how is the points going to change up when we go next week.
And next week we're at Road America for a rather short race. 27 laps around the 5 mile road course. As Bommersbach to the inside, 3 wide at the line. He would have missed it by 4/1000ths of a second. We're under 10 to go now here at the 500 at Michigan International Speedway, and Bommersbach up into the lead. Eckert shuffled back to 3rd. Larkamp trying to get around that number 3, and he's going to do so into turn number 3. So Bommersbach has came to play. Here comes Eckert underneath the number 3. Larkamp into the wall. If not,
he got close to it. He
got really close. Yeah, Eckert back out to the point. We're working lap 148 of the scheduled 156 here tonight. And Eckert looking pretty stout right now as Bommersbach right behind him. Larkamp gaining that ground back that he lost coming out of turn 4 the last time. Dives it in there, running that middle lane. He's going to have to be real careful here to where he doesn't hit that safer barrier that pokes out a little bit further than the rest of the wall here on the front stretch at Michigan. Hopefully we get that updated sometime here soon. Yeah, right. Bommersbach, though, back to the lead. Now he's got to figure out how to get Johnny in front of him coming out of 1 so he can get that run down the backstretch like Johnny's doing right now to take over the top spot into 3. or he's got to figure out the side draft. And Johnny's pushing up a little bit. Chitin since that took a little bit higher line. And Johnny's going to have the lead right here. 7 laps to go. There we go. Bombersbach going to file in second. Larkamp in third. Going to have a good run on the number 3. As a 3 has got it. Caution's out.
Oh, caution. Will Roberts.
Will Roberts, the number 7, the side pod damage finally got to him. I am not sure, but that may end up ending the race. We might just end up having a 2-lap shootout. I'm not sure how. I'm going to have to look at the rule book for restarts here. And the 7 comes to his side pod damage and ends up losing it on old tires. So
this is because we don't go green at normal when the pace car drops. I wonder if they're going to go around and just do it, or if we're going to do a 1-lap shootout. Because we are going to go green before we go right before the checker flag, but it's going to be, are we going to get 2 laps or are we going to get 1 lap?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. I mean, I know I said 7 to go, but then it didn't click in my head there for a hot minute. So, I mean, we could be looking at 1 or 2 to go. Any takers on pit lane? Doesn't look like it. Eckert, Bombersbach, Larkamp. Tim Silliman did come down. I think he might have been a couple laps short, or he's just trying to get them fresh tires, try to get that advantage to put that car where he needs it to go. Try and come up through the field for that number 39.
As I will go, I'm going to go around and jump onto the administration channel and see if I can see what the plan is, and I'll be right back as I can listen into what the admin is saying.
All right. Well, until then, don't move a muscle, folks. We are here in the closing laps of the 500 here in Michigan for the ISDC Ringshare World Series, live here on Off-Caber TV's YouTube page and live on iRacing.com/live. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight and watching. All right, they're going to put the lead lap cars in the front of the pack. I think this is going to fall right into the hands of Tim Silliman.
Yeah, Tim is went down pit lane, got new tires, filled it up with a little bit of fuel, helping that back end sit down lower in the ground, and getting ready to go back green, as we will go back green flag racing here. This is gonna be $1 million restart for Johnny. He needs to hope he can. Coming back down pit lane.
That's kind of weird. Wave around goes to Taylor Drago. Didn't think we were getting wave arounds here tonight. There's quite a few cars a lap down that didn't get it earlier in the night, but the 2 is going to get it here. Going to put 6 cars on the lead lap. Pretty much everybody came down except for your top 4 right now, including John Martin, who's fifth car out there, 2 laps down in 7th. So I believe the lights are still on the pace car, if I can see that correctly.
Looks like
right. No, the lights are off the pace car. We're getting ready to have that green flag drop for us. And then we're going to go back to green flag racing after that. On lap 154, we're going to have 2 laps to get this race back to the start-finish line to take the checkered flag. And you're right, Dylan. Johnny is definitely going to have a $1 million restart, as you put it. Chitin definitely going to have a good one as well. Larkamp, he's been doing this all night. He knows where to get Johnny at on the track. Basically, if you could set him up to where he's leading going into 3 and you got a good run, it's going to be real tight. Pace car is off, no green right yet. All of the lap down cars are dropping to the back of the pack. And looks like we did get a black flag on that for passing under the yellow. But they're going to get cleared out so we can have our top 6 continue on the race here. So we're going to get basically this is an IndyCar version of a green, white, checkered.
Yeah, this is Johnny knows what he has to do. Titan knows what he has to do, and Steven knows what to do. Tim is he's up in 5th. He's behind a lot of these guys, and once you get too wide, it's gonna be tight. And whatever flag comes next will end the race. So there's another caution. The race is over. If it comes down to white and caution comes out, well, the race is over that way as well. So it will all depend on who does what move and how aggressive one is. But right now, if I was the driver, and my spot would be telling me exactly what lane every driver is in and what lane has the best grip. And
all right, well, here we go. Green flag back out for the final time tonight. Eckert with a good jump onto the apron a little bit. Going to lose a little bit of time. Here comes Bommersbach. Don't know what that move was. That's probably going to be reviewed by the race officials there. Eckert, though, has Bommersbach to his inside here. Larkamp stalking our top 3. Silliman's still back in 5th. Here comes Eckert. Going to try and get the move off of turn number 2. Silliman around to 37.
Oh, look at Titan blocking that inside lane, not letting Johnny get down there with Steven below him. White flag in the air.
Yep, white flag last time around. Bommersbach out front. He would have won it there if it would have ended. Eckert on the outside got a good run. Here comes Silliman into the picture. 3 wide for second place. Larkamp had to back out there. Silliman all the way up into second place already. Power move around Eckert. Here he comes to try and get the move on Bommersbach. Last time through turns 3 and 4. Bommersbach goes to the bottom to block Silliman. Gonna almost get touched by the 90. It's gonna be a drag race to the line.
Oh, Gateman just spun.
Bommersbach wins.
Oh no.
Bommersbach takes the checkered flag here at Michigan. Tim Silliman and Johnny Eckert wreck at the line. Silliman gets the credit for second place. Eckert in 3rd, Larkamp 4th, and Taylor Drago comes home in 5th. But congratulations to Third Man Racing's Kyten Bommersbach on his first win of the season in the Rick Share World Series. I wish his internet was better because we could actually get on him. Yeah, it looks like by the replay, it just looks like Silliman, or not Silliman, excuse me, Eckert just ended up hooking Silliman, trying to get all that he could out of that number 90, but the 3 is going to burn him down here on the front stretch. Let the smoke fly, bud. Congratulations. I mean, an intense finish at the end for second place. First place was locked in the bag once Eckert started messing with the 39 coming out of turn number 4.
Looks like I'm going to go around and get our 3rd place finish.
Oh, we got to do results first there. Don't get ahead of yourself there, bud.
Sorry, it was a long night.
Yes, it was. Kyten Bommersbach, your winner here tonight. Tim Silliman in 2nd, Eckert 3rd in that fantastic finish there at the end. Steven Larkamp 4th, 5th goes to Taylor Drago. Joshua Gaiman ended up wrecking on the last lap down pit lane. Still going to get credited with the 6th place finish. And then we start with our lappers. We have John Martin, 7th, 2 laps down. Excuse me. Travis Bennett in 8th, Will Roberts 9th, 10th, Chris Gutierrez, Phil Clark in 11th, Danny Roberts in 12th, 13th goes to Ryan Martin, John Napier in 14th, Eric Davis 15th, and 16th, Gregory Napier.
As we're gonna go down into pit lane here, I'm gonna go grab our third place finisher, Johnny Eckert. You got a copy?
Hello.
Will,
around and led 63 laps tonight. Ended with a destroyed race car at the end, but a great night for you and your guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a fantastic race. Definitely not looking for that last yellow there, right at the end. I saw Will Reckon on the back, and kind of my heart dropped a little bit. I was not looking for that. I wanted it to go green to the end. I had my final move planned and everything. I was playing it in my head, but didn't get the opportunity.
Well, we saw throughout the whole race you were trying different lines, you were moving between different lanes, you were going back and forth, making what lane worked. The bottom lane always is better here at Michigan, but could that top lane have worked better if the tires dissolved better into the track?
Well, with my pit strategy, I went a few laps later. I pitted a few laps later, and that second to last run, I saw that my tire wear was pretty insane. I couldn't do what I wanted to. The car was just not uh, going where I wanted it to go. I think it had something to do with maybe that damage I got early in the race. Um, so I went a little bit longer on that stint, hoping to have the fresher tires for the end of the race. But I don't know. It's disappointing. I don't know that the finish. I I really had it all planned out. Honestly, like this one time, it seemed like the race was going to actually come to me for once, and running bottom, top, everything. I pretty much could go anywhere, especially as a track rubber did more. The bottom was was a lot more dangerous than I expected because of the grooves and the seams on the track rather. The car was just getting sideways, and it was nuts. But the outside was kind of getting to be the preferred spot, especially if you wanted to make that last lap dash to pass the guy coming to the line, whoever was in the lead.
Well, you bring home that number 90 machine into P3, as it looks like the car just got dropped off by the tow truck. So we'll let you and you guys get to that. But congratulations on that. And do you want to give your guys any shout outs?
Yeah, definitely gotta thank the team. I mean, sucks to see the car destroyed, and we're definitely gonna have conversations about uh, how we're gonna run the end of races now. But yeah, we I want to thank the team, Hill Motorsports. I gotta thank all you guys for broadcasting, all the great job you do. Rig Share for the sponsorship of the series, and ISDC, of course, and all the admins for all their hard work. So yeah, tough. It was a great day. It was a great run. It was fantastic to be leading a bunch of laps. I think you said 63 laps, which is insane. But yeah, it's disappointing to see, even top three. It shouldn't be too upset, but it's still disappointing finish a little bit.
Well, hopefully you can to bring that car. And how do your chances feel at Road America next week?
I'm gonna have to spend some time getting used to the layout with this car. I've got a lot of seat time in larger vehicles, but I've only done one or two races in the Indy car with not a whole lot of success. So yeah, I'm going to be spending some time getting used to everything this week.
But hopefully you can come around and you can get that good finish at Road America. And congratulations on that third place finish.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was third place. Kite and Bombers back. We're going to go ahead and bring in our second place finisher in the 39 Rickshaw ride of Tim Silliman. You got your ears on, bud.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, man. That race just about fell into your lap, bud. Tell us what you were thinking there the last 40 laps.
Well, what I was thinking was when Will wrecked, I was very thankful of that because I didn't have enough fuel. I was trying to play it off from everybody else and just see if I could get it right, and I had it wrong. But I knew once that Once the caution came out, I had some sort of chance. So I was kind of banking on that at that point.
Yeah, you were the black sheep out there tonight, pitting just about 10 laps before everybody else was after staying out on that first caution. Was that a plan from the get-go, or was that just something that you kind of called an audible on?
Well, I figured it was always a plan to try to section off like stops in 25 laps if possible. So I used that yellow as a way to extend that first stint for fuel to then hopefully catch it right at the end, but it was a few laps short.
Well, it just about worked out for you. Only a tenth of a second back at the line. Huge wreck at the end, but you still retain the points lead. Great points day for you. Still a second place finish. You got any thank yous you want to run through the broadcast before we let you go?
I want to thank the admin staff. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I know it was, it's a long race. It's 11 o'clock already. Say thanks to my teammate. He's always awesome. Proud of you for getting the win. Thanks to my parents for watching. Thanks to my sponsors, RigShare. Doing my best for you guys, and hopefully I'll keep on going strong for the rest of the season. And have a good night.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations again on that second place finish. That's a 39. Tim Silliman, driver of the RigShare machine. We're going to go ahead and bring in tonight's race winner, Kyton Bommersbach. You got a copy there, bud?
Yeah, I do.
Man, I got to tell you, you were sitting in the catbird seat that whole time on that last restart. Made a great move, great block on the backstretch. You finally get the W here this year. Tell us how you feel.
I'm really, really pleased with this one. I take great pride in these longer races, my ability to just hang out and know when to attack. I think Rick Mears is one of the greatest IndyCar drivers of all time, perhaps the greatest. And you watch how he attacks his 500-mile victories. It's so meticulously planned. So I try to take some inspiration from that. And obviously at Indy, I planned it out and I spun from the lead, but here I was able to make it work. That late race yellow worried me, but we got to do 2 laps and Johnny made a bit of a mistake on the restart and I capitalized and then made a couple defensive moves and it was all over from there.
Yeah, definitely beautifully done on that last restart. I mean, hanging out was the name of the game for you tonight, but you finally get your first win on the season here. Great points day for you heading into Road America next week. How you like your chances in that race?
I think we could look to be top 5 at Road America. I'm not the best road course racer in this league. There's several names who are better than me, but I can keep it on the track and I can be best of the rest. I think there are guys that are probably road course first, and then there are guys who are kind of mixed like me, and there's guys that are pretty much oval only in our league. And I'd like to think that I'm one of the better ones in the mixed category. And so, Stephen Larkamp, Tim Silliman, Danny Roberts, they're all going to have strong runs, but I think I can kind of be the best of the rest when it comes to Road America.
All right, 10-4, bud. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go ahead and get to drinking on that champagne in Victory Lane?
I want to thank Will Roberts. Wasn't the easiest race for the admins, but he did a good job kind of keeping things calm once they did start to get a little heated. And then I want to thank Jeff Newport and Tim Silliman, Ryan Kish, my teammates, and then RigShare LLC. They are the title sponsor of the series, and they help us do great things. And so I just want to thank all of them and allow me to be here and run these races with these great people. I'm just ecstatic to be here.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on your first win of the season. You only got 5 more to win, a couple more. So I'd like to see you back here in the booth, sitting on the podium at least a couple more times throughout the season. All right, bud.
I'll do my best to be back in victory lane.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That's your winner, Kyten Bommersbach. And again, congratulations. He played the perfect strategy there at the end of the race. We're going to get your final thoughts from Dylan here.
Yeah, Kyten went on and he did a great game. He did a great job, and it'll be interesting how we go into next week with the points already being updated with Tim Silman in the lead by 20, and Johnny Eckert 39 points back from him. So it's gonna be one interesting battle here getting into these final few races, and yeah, it's a shame the way it ended, but it's it's what it is, and hopefully these teams can pick their head up and get ready to go to Road America next week for 27 laps.
Yep, that's right. Next week on the 23rd of October, we are live from Road America for 27 laps of the Badger State 175 live here on Off Camera TV and iRacing.com/live. But for myself, Tony Knuckles on the ones and twos, and Dylan Hackert in the booth, I am Weston Mess. We are OCTV, and we are gone. Thanks for watching.